Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, well, an incredibly rich and kind of raw narrative. We're exploring how a seemingly simple encounter can crack open these profound truths about social divides, belonging, and that search for understanding. We're sifting through this excerpt from a work of fiction, OutTrash31.pdf. It throws us right into the emotional landscape of these characters navigating, a world defined by really stark social lines, but still yearning for connection.
Yeah, and what's fascinating here right from the start is how the source material just challenges our assumptions. So our mission for this deep dive, it's really to extract those surprising nuggets of insight about identity, empathy, and maybe the hidden common ground between people, even when their worlds seem, completely separate. You'll hear about what truly divides these groups, the burden of unspoken pain, and this desperate search for a place to belong.
So let's jump right in. We pick things up right after a movie. We've got Two-Bit, Cherry, Marcia, and Ponyboy. And there's this immediate, palpable awkwardness, almost fear, really, from Cherry and Marcia because of the whole greaser perception of Ponyboy and Two-Bit.
Right. And Ponyboy's first thought is interesting, isn't it? He thinks these socks, the socials, are just like us, basically. The only difference he sees at first is music taste. Beatles versus Elvis seems pretty surface level.
Exactly, superficial. But Cherry, she corrects him pretty quickly. She sets him straight.
She really does. And this is where it starts to get beneath the surface. Cherry says the divide isn't just money or, taste. She says greasers are more emotional, that they feel too violently.
You too violently. Wow.
Well, her group, the Sox, they're sophisticated, cool,
Yeah.
cool to the point of not feeling anything. That's her phrase. There's this detachment she talks about. She even says, nothing is real with us.
Nothing is real. That's heavy.
It is. She calls their life a rat race, always searching for something to satisfy us and never finding it.
That's a huge revelation, then. It suggests the real gap isn't clothes or cars. It's this core emotional difference. And what's really striking is her admitting she doesn't mean half of what she says, even to her own friends. This wall of aloofness the Sox have.
Yeah, and she tells Ponyboy, right, that he's the first person I've ever really gotten through to.
So powerful. She can only really be vulnerable, truly honest with someone from the other side.
It's a key insight, absolutely. And Cherry thinks this emotional difference, this chasm, is why we take turns getting our names in the paper. Referring to the fights, the trouble.
Right, the clashes. It's not just economics. It's something deeper about how they experience the world, a fundamental difference.
Exactly. And speaking of vulnerability, we see Ponyboy doing something unusual for him.
Yeah, he's known for being quiet, right? Like Johnny. Only really opens up to his brother Soda.
But here he is, talking openly with Cherry, an unlikely confidant.
More than unlikely, it feels like a real connection forming. He even shares that story about Soda's horse, Mickey Mouse. Something he says he'd never told anyone about.
And that story, Mickey Mouse, it's such a poignant glimpse into their world, isn't it? It's not just about a horse. It's about childhood loss, that deep bond. Mickey Mouse was this sassy and ornery colt who only responded to Soda.
A special bond.
A very special bond. And Soda bawled all night long when the horse was sold. Ponyboy cried too. He even saved money for a year at age 10, trying to buy him back. You really see the hidden pain beneath that tough greaser exterior.
It definitely sets up that beautiful moment of shared humanity. Cherry sees Ponyboy as someone who read a lot and watch sunsets.
Yeah, and that clicks for Ponyboy. He realizes, the sunset she saw from her patio and the one I saw from the back steps was the same one.
Maybe the two different worlds we lived in weren't so different. We saw the same sunset. Such a powerful metaphor, shared experience, despite everything dividing them.
It really hammers home that idea. Common ground in the simplest things, but just as they have this moment.
Right, the mood shifts. That fragile understanding is threatened. The blue Mustang shows up again.
Ramby and Bob.
Two Socks.
And Johnny's reaction, it's chilling. He turns white, starts trembling, and he specifically notices the Sock's 3 heavy rings, which, for you listening, clearly links back to his past assault. The piece is just shattered instantly.
Yeah, they're pulled right back into those roles, and the tension just skyrockets. You see Cherry's conflict, too. She confronts Bob about his drinking.
Tells him he's reeling and passing out in the street, says, it's me or the booze.
And then the Sox start provoking them, calling them bums. It's fascinating how quickly it snaps back to group identity, to aggression.
In Two-Bit, he's ready. His response to bums is that defiant. The pity the back seat. He breaks a bottle, pulls his switchblade, ready to fight.
But Cherry steps in. She pleads, I can't stand fights. and agrees to leave with the socks to stop it. Which is interesting, but then there's Pony Boy's reaction. He drops the broken bottle he picked up, tells Cherry, "I couldn't use this. I couldn't ever cut anyone."
That's a crucial moment for his character, isn't it? It shows how he's different, even within his own group.
Definitely. But despite that connection they just made, the social barrier slams back down. Cherry explains why she has to go.
We couldn't let our parents see us with you all, even while calling Ponyboy a nice boy. It's that quiet heartbreak, you know? A connection severed by society.
And her last words to Ponyboy echo their earlier moment. Just don't forget that some of us watch the sunset, too.
A reminder of that shared humanity. But then there's that twist.
Oh, right. About Dally Winston. She says, "I could fall in love with Dallas Winston. I hope I never see him again, or I will."
What does that tell you? About attraction across these lines, maybe the allure of the other. It certainly adds complexity.
It really does. And this whole intense interaction leaves Ponyboy grappling with this deep sense of injustice.
Which leads to that raw outburst about his brother, Derry.
Yeah, he just lets loose. Calls Derry hard as a rock and about as human. Says he has eyes exactly like frozen ice.
He's convinced Derry thinks he's a pain in the neck and can't stand me.
Yeah.
Even says Derry wishes he could put him in a home.
You can feel the shock from Johnny and Two-Bit. They jump to Derry's defense.
But Ponyboy's upset. He lashes out, even at Johnny about his terrible home life. Two-Bit has to step in.
Ponyboy apologizes right away, but Johnny's response, "It's just bleak acceptance. It's the truth. I don't care."
Yeah. And this isn't just teenage angst, is it? It's tapping into something deeper.
Absolutely. It leads to Ponyboy's cry, "It ain't fair. It ain't fair that we have all the rough breaks." And he lists them all, doesn't he? Johnny's awful parents, Two-Bit's mom struggling, Dally being a hoodlum, Steve hating his dad, Soda dropping out.
Derry getting old before his time, working 2 jobs, no fun. It's a powerful list of lives constrained by circumstances.
And he contrasts it so sharply with the Sox, who, in his view, cause trouble for kicks, have parties because they didn't know what else to do. Like, it's a different kind of emptiness they're dealing with.
Yeah. And Two-Bit's reaction to all this injustice. Pure fatalism. The chips are always down when it's our turn, but that's the way things are. Like it or lump it.
Oof. What does that kind of resignation do to people?
It's crushing. But it also pushes Johnny to admit he can't take much more. He starts wishing for a place without greasers or socks, with just people, plain ordinary people.
Somewhere out of the big towns, maybe, in the country. It's this dream of escape, right? Finding basic humanity beyond the labels.
Exactly. And Ponyboy runs with that dream. We paints this vivid picture, this country utopia.
Reading, drawing, a dog, Soda gets Mickey Mouse back, Derry loses that cold, hard look.
Mom and Dad are alive, Johnny lives with them, the whole gang visits. Even Dally finds some good in the world. It's such a powerful fantasy, showing how much they yearn for peace, for belonging.
But that dream just gets shattered, doesn't it? Almost immediately.
They fall asleep in the lot, stargazing. Ponyboy gets home super late, like 2 a.m.
And Derry is furious, absolutely furious, shouting about being worried, the police, the risk of Ponyboy being sent to a boys' home.
And it's not just anger, right? It's fear. It's the weight of responsibility boiling over.
Yeah. But the breaking point comes when Derry yells at Soda for defending Ponyboy. Ponyboy snaps back, protective. "You don't yell at him."
And then the unthinkable happens. Derry slaps Ponyboy hard, knocks him against the door.
The narration says it all. Nobody in my family had ever hit me, nobody. It's just this profound shock, a betrayal.
And that's the catalyst. Ponyboy runs. He's convinced Derry doesn't want him. Johnny just goes with him, no questions asked.
Ponyboy's crying, saying Derry hit him, that Derry can't stand me since their parents died.
But Johnny's response, it's just devastating. He compares it to his own life.
Says he almost prefers his father hitting him. At least then I know he knows who I am.
I walk in that house and nobody says anything. I walk out and nobody says anything. I stay away all night and nobody notices.
At least you got Soda. I ain't got nobody. God, what that reveals about the different kinds of pain, the different kinds of neglect.
It's just raw, isn't it? A desperate need for any kind of recognition, even negative.
Ponyboy thinks maybe he should go home, try to ignore Derry, pretend it's his house too. But they decide to walk to the park first, to cool off.
Yeah, and that leads to Ponyboy's final thought for the chapter. Really ominous. Things got to get better, I figured. They couldn't get worse.
I was wrong. Chilling foreshadowing right there.
So what does this all boil down to? This deep dive just into this one chapter, it really lays bare how these external labels, greaser, sock, they mask these incredibly deep human experiences. Pain, longing, the search for identity, for belonging.
Yeah, you see the struggle to be understood, both by the people you're supposed to be against and sometimes even the people you're closest to. That struggle defines so much.
And it pushes us, I think, to look beyond just class and status, to think about the internal walls, the ones we build or maybe tear down in our relationships.
It really highlights that ache, the need to be seen, truly seen and felt, to find a place where you're actually wanted. And these small things, like watching a sunset together or sharing a personal story, they become these powerful bridges across divides that seem impossible to cross. They show our common humanity.
Which really brings up a big question, doesn't it? In a world where divisions often feel so stark, so unyielding, what are those small, vulnerable acts? The acts of sharing or empathy that maybe we overlook. The things that could actually reveal our shared humanity, our common longings.
How might truly seeing another person, like really seeing them beyond the label, change what we think is possible for connection?